it's a good opportunity for us to get together. So, Hare Krishna, and thank you for joining us today. California and Bay Area's biggest problem. Any guesses? We all know it. Housing, real estate, space. So if you have the space, please use it. Come in the front. Why do we have to sit in the back row? Unless you have to exit out and trying to find easy path from the class. Yeah, please come in the front and let's try to make it a lively discussion. Thank you for joining again. So we'll start with the kirtan called Jai Radha Madhava. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Yasoda Nandana Rajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Yasoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yasoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana. Someone please grab a kartal from there. Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everyone together. What is your name, Mataji? Snehal. Thank you for nicely assisting in the kirtan. So, do we have mics in the audience, Prabhu? Prabhu, do we have mics in the audience? So let's try to make it an interactive session, which means it's not going to be a one-way class or a monologue, And most importantly, please do not forget to use the mic, because people on the Zoom and internet broadcast, they do not hear our voice unless a mic is used. Okay, and as I said in the beginning, California's Bay Area's biggest problem is real estate. So please use every inch of space available to us and use the front seats. Thank you. All right. Once again, welcome to the ISKCON of Silicon Valley Sunday Feast. This is our standard program going on for past 20 plus years. And this is a special weekend, long weekend, as we call it. So why is this a long weekend? Memorial Day, right? What exactly is Memorial Day? Please use the mic. Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Dandavat Pranam. Memorial Day is a day where we honor US military personnels, how they have served the country.
Yes, thank you. So it's a time to remember the people who have sacrificed their lives and their own personal preferences, personal priorities, their personal belongingness and relationships, right? Over nation, the love for their country over everything else in their lives. So this takes us to the topic of the battles and wars that have been fought. And that's the characteristic of Kali Yuga, which is today the modern age of quarrel, hypocrisy, fights, right? Falsehood everywhere, disputes everywhere. So all of this was predicted several thousands years ago. Not just 1 or 2 or 3,000, 5,000 years ago. And before that, it was predicted. This is the characteristic of Kali Yuga. There will be quarrels, arguments, and small debates, arguments can lead into bigger wars and battles, catastrophic events, where millions of people will die. Now, this is something which was discussed in a conference many years ago, or a seminar, I would say. Anybody been to a seminar? Yeah, how long is a typical seminar? 3 days, 5 days, maybe a week. And then there's a bunch of wise people who sit there in the seminar, right? They talk about some future policies and strategies and scientific discoveries. So this seminar, this happened a long time ago. Once upon a time, there were several wise people who got together and they sat together for a 1,000 years old seminar, right? Anybody can imagine joining the seminar? So that 1,000 year seminar, and then what happens in seminar? There's discussion, there are meeting notes, publications, they come out, right? So this seminar also resulted in some publications, in some meeting minutes or meeting notes. And somebody named Vyasa, his name was Vyasadeva, he actually noted everything down. And then that knowledge has been passing down for thousands of years until today. And those meeting records, those meeting notes, in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam, have been passed down through several thousand years to us. And that Vyasadeva is the author of that Bhagavatam, and he's also the author of Mahabharata, as we know, and Bhagavad Gita is a part of the Mahabharata. So, continuing the succession and the disciple is called parampara. Parampara means a guru gives the knowledge to the disciples, and the disciples give knowledge to the next generation disciples. And that's how the knowledge is being passed down through several thousands of years. And our Acharya, his name is His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. He came to the Western world in 1965 to take that mission, that project of delivering those meeting notes, that publication from that big seminar to the Western world, to the rest of the world. And he came with a big mission. So that's when the ISKCON, International Society for Krishna Consciousness, in 1966 was founded as a non-sectarian organization. So people might have their different understandings or different interpretations that it's a religious institution or a temple. Well, yes, we have a temple, we have deities of Radha and Krishna. But International Society for Krishna Consciousness, the books are the basis. It's a university or it's an educational institution where the primary purpose of this institution or the society is to disseminate the knowledge which has been passed down from several thousand years. So every Sunday we get together. We also meet multiple days in a week. If it is a festival, we meet Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. But we have at least 3 days in a week: Saturday morning, Sunday evening, or this afternoon program, and Wednesday evening is online class. And today, like to see if somebody is new here for the first time. Oh, really? Welcome. What's your name? Arun. Let's give a big round of applause to Arun for making a wise decision to come on a Sunday afternoon to this ISKCON of Silicon Valley. Thank you, Arunji. Hare Krishna. Yeah, so we meet here every Sunday, 3:30 sharp. The discussion starts, and it goes up until 5 p.m. Then that's when we have the Aarti and Kirtan, and followed by the feast. So, my chain of thought, yeah. Talking about the books and the publications that Srila Prabhupada actually brought to the Western world. So what the seat he's sitting on is called Vyas Asan. Vyas Asan basically is the name is attributed to the person, the Vyas, who he is representing as his succession in his parampara. So anybody who sits on that asan and who speaks the same message without adulteration, like Srila Prabhupada did, and brought the message to the Western world, is called the representation of Vyasadeva. And he is honored, or he or she is honored with sitting on that asan called Vyas Asan, or a seat called Vyas Asan. So right now he is our Param Guru in our ISKCON institution, and we try to understand some of his messages. He has written dozens of books. Last I heard was 80 plus number was there, and then when he was here, he established more than 100 centers all over the world. So we cannot read all of that. It's a lifetime of study, but we pick up 1 or 2 topics every week, and we try to discuss that. So before we start, let's do a quick prayer to our spiritual master, our Guru. And the prayer basically means that I was born in the darkness of ignorance. But because of the kindness or the mercy or the blessings of my spiritual master, my Guru, my eyes got opened. I got the divine vision to understand. I got the wisdom to understand the divine message of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavad Puran. So the prayer is, Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivas Adi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shamru Prabhu, with your permission, I would like to skip the full Mangalacharan prayers. Is that okay? We have the sadhus and big saintly people here. So one of those wise people in the seminar I told you thousands of years ago, he chose to come here. And he is Shamru Prabhu with us. So, yes. Prabhu, can I get the slides, please? Thank you so much. So, in one word, if somebody can mention what do we do here at ISKCON of Silicon Valley or any ISKCON center in the world. It's only one word. Mike, please.
Bhakti,
Thank
devotional
you.
service.
Bhakti, devotional service. So when it comes to bhakti or devotional service, or in general, any topic related to spirituality, people may have different kind of previous notions or interpretations of what that spiritual practice could be. I'd like to take a vote here, or maybe a quick survey of what spiritual practices people may have seen or observed others doing it in their life. We have a couple of mics here, so please feel free to chime in.
Hare Krishna. So people do many yajnas for...
Yajnas, fire sacrifices. Thank you, Prabhu. Others?
Meditation,
Meditation, like?
Vipassana.
Vipassana yoga, sitting in front of a candle, how about that? I was in downtown Mountain View last week distributing some books, and somebody told me she's doing power yoga. And then I invited her to our center here, and I told her, like, yeah, we do yoga here too. It's called Bhakti yoga. Yeah. It's a kind of yoga. There have been people who do all kind of fascinating things in the world, like going to the forest, or austerities like staying without clothes, or going to Himalayas in the snow, and taking a dip in the water, ice cold snow water in the morning. Those are severe austerities, but bhakti is very, very simple process. It's a very, very smooth and a loving process where we establish the connection, or connection is there, we try to revive that connection with the Supreme Lord. But then bhakti can be very complex for somebody who is new and somebody who is very, very, I would say, beginner or learner in this process. So there could be hundreds of people guiding, you can do this, you can do that, but somebody, let's say, who is in a high school or a graduate study may not be able to disseminate the right knowledge to somebody in elementary school. So then what exactly is the elementary knowledge of bhakti? So let's try to understand that. Is that okay, Shraddha Mataji? Thank you. So, anybody who is working on a mission, it could be as simple as feeding your kids in the evening, or it could be as complex as leading a company as a CEO or a VP. Any examples? Nobody's working, nothing? In the back? Any activities, any projects, or any missions that you are leading? Arunji, how about you?
Yeah, I'm an architect.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Architect?
Yeah, I'm an architect.
Like software architect or?
Software architect.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I thought, thinking. The Bay Area.
Yeah.
Good. So,
So yeah, I'm
what do you do?
helping so I've joined my friend's startup here
Okay.
in San Francisco. So yeah, helping them advanced AI.
Good, good. So, how do you approach a new project? What are the key elements or ingredients to make a successful project in the world of software architecture?
I think it starts with what the goal is, what the mission is.
Goal or mission, very good. Or the objective,
Yeah.
very good. Yes.
And then you need to understand the lay of the land, the constraints, the strengths and the constraints you have to
Constraints.
deal with.
You need to have some clarity on what
Yeah.
those things are, the basic fundamentals or the concepts.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, and then what the constraints essentially like
Yes.
time, resources, using which you need to go to the goal.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you. Others who are not software architects? Somebody who is a civil architect, constructing buildings? No one? Other professions? Students? Parents? It's hard to believe nobody is doing anything here. Yes, Prabhu.
So we have a goal that
Yes.
we want to achieve,
It's covered already.
and then we have a plan
Plan, okay.
for that, and we
That's
work
the clarity.
right.
Yes.
We work towards the plan,
Yes.
and then we have checks like how far
Mm.
we are going there, what are the gaps, what we need to do,
There's a process.
process, and then
Yes.
probably some exams that one needs to
Yes.
write and get some grades, and
Yes.
finally apply, and then
Thank you. Perfect. So we talked about the process, the objective, the clarity or the plan. And there is still one more thing missing here. For everything is as simple as getting up early in the morning. What is that thing?
Motivation.
Motivation, yes. Eagerness, determination, enthusiasm, right? So there are 4 key elements for any successful project. Yeah, it's on. Okay. Next one. Yes. So we need to have a clarity of thoughts, a clarity of the approach, and then we need to have the objective, or what's the ultimate motive or the goal, what we are trying to accomplish. And the third is eagerness and the process itself of how to do that thing. So in the spiritual path, on the path of bhakti, there's something called cognitive clarity. Anyone heard of this word before? Cognitive clarity? No? It's a made-up term, by the way. Well, yes. So there was a research done on the cognitive clarity, multiple people, but no one can be attributed with the owner or the person who has developed this philosophy or this theory. But in general, cognitive clarity refers to what we have already discussed, a clarity of thoughts of what we are trying to accomplish. And the fundamental to our spiritual progress is I am not this body. I am not a male or a female. I am not an American or an Indian. I am not old or young. I am not a Hindu or a Muslim. I am not a child or an adult. Because I am not this body. And that is the fundamental clarity that we must start with as a layout plan for any architecture. And that's where the monosectarianism comes into picture. That there could be a misinterpretation of saying that somebody who is reading Bhagavad Gita is a religious person. Well, yeah, there's religion, that's true. But Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam is not just meant for one particular group of people. And going back to that seminar I was referring, there was a question in that seminar, what is the ultimate good for the people in general? And then the answer was to follow the path of Krishna Bhakti, Krishna consciousness. And that is coming down in a publication from that seminar. Right, Prabhu? You were there. Were you? You were not there? Oh, I thought you were. Okay. Oh, you were there? I was thinking he was coming from there, right? So, okay. So we have witness who was there thousands of years ago. He's coming with all the knowledge. And He's telling us that I am not this body. So then who are we? If I'm not this body, we are spirit soul. A spirit soul is eternal. Part of Krishna is eternal. No one can slay the spirit soul. It cannot die. It can never annihilate. It cannot be damaged. It cannot be burned with fire. It cannot be wet with water. That's the characteristic. And that's where the fundamental questioning starts. Well, if I'm not this body, if I'm a spirit soul, then what I'm trying to do, right? If I'm trying to build up a software, or let's say, can I take the example of architecture? Is that okay? Okay, what architecture I'm trying to build with my own life? What spiritual practice I need to do? If something is only helping my body externally, it's not penetrating to my soul, to myself, my real identity of soul, then how is it helpful to me? And all of these questions, this is in Vedanta Sutra, it is called Athato Brahma Jignasa, which means, therefore, now, you have been through all of that in your life, previous life, before that, millions of life. You never asked this question, but now is the time. Ask this question. Therefore, ask this question. Jignasa means inquisitiveness. What's the question? What I'm trying to do? Where I'm trying to go? Why I'm going there? I'm going somewhere. We're in Palo Alto, somebody's dancing, somebody's eating cookies, kids are playing, we are distributing books and doing kirtan, and people are just going left and right and left and right and left and right. We are asking like, where are you going? And no one is idea, going somewhere, dinner, date, eating, something. After that, before that, no idea. So then, going deeper makes us feel like, think, why does death come to me? Why do I have to die? No one wants to die, right? But why do I have to die one day? Who is enforcing these things upon me? And nobody wants to be unhappy. Then why is there unhappiness? Because these questions are not related to just the outside body. They are questions pertaining to the inner self of my real identity, which is a spirit soul. And that is the clarity with which we must begin any spiritual practice. If a spiritual practice is not helping me answering these questions, or for that matter, any religion, if that is not helping me to answer this question, is just an exterior or only superficial process of social or cultural association, meeting people, eating, getting together, and then having good time together. But yeah, no harm in that. You can keep on doing it forever in the name of religion. But then, if that is not going inside, that is not real spirituality. And without that, we will never have that clarity of cognition, or we call it cognitive clarity. Any thoughts or comments so far? If not, yes, use the mic, please. And before that, while the mic is being passed on, I requested earlier that California's or Bay Area's biggest problem is real estate. So please use every inch of space available to you and come in the front seats. Okay.
Yes. So, just try to understand. Body don't have any consciousness or anything. So body basically act according to spirit soul. I mean, I'm just trying to understand scientifically.
Yes.
So body is like a material. So it don't have any it cannot do anything unless spirit soul guide it. Is something like that. That means whatever we want to achieve, whatever we desire, want to do, is it everything guided by spirit soul, or because in between is something else, or?
Yes, in between there is a layer of there are senses, there are mind, there's intelligence, right? All of these things, there are a hierarchy of things. And soul is the deepest and the supermost of all. So then, the driving force, just like the force in an engine or a car, is the driver, right? I mean, the car or engine is mechanical thing. It just cannot drive itself. There's a driver who is driving the vehicle. In the same way, the body is like a vehicle. Without driver, which is the soul, it cannot function on its own. Make sense? So let's give an example of a friend. I have a friend who has a very expensive luxury car in India. And luxury cars in India are bad news these days, right? Okay, so yeah, and then he takes a very nice care of his car. He has actually, it's easy to keep, the chauffeurs or drivers in India is much expensive here. But back in my country, there it's much inexpensive. So people keep drivers. So he actually keeps a good care of his car. He just puts all the lubricants, machinery is running well, washing it thoroughly, taking care of that. And then he's a driver who is driving the car, obviously. And then my friend actually goes out, and every 5 miles, 10 miles, he stops and steps out and stops looking at his car like, wow, what is this? And then shining, oh, I have to clean this thing. Some water splashed on that, so I got to clean up that dirt from there. Goes 10 miles and then says, oh, let me stop. And what people are saying, oh, it's a beautiful car. Drives 10 miles again, and then stops again and say, people are saying, oh, it's not a good car. So he keeps on stopping every 5-10 miles and takes a feedback on how the car is, how the external environment is. One thing he's missing, he's not paying his driver. He's never asking his driver, have you taken your lunch? Have you taken your meals? He's never even paying him. He's so busy in his life taking care of the car, he's never paying his driver at all. Guess what will happen after some time? The driver will stay with him forever. No? Yes. Well, no, we'll leave, right? We'll go. So our spirituality is just like that. We are trying to take care of essentially outside the superficial things, like my college education has to be the best in the world, my performance in the job has to be the best in the world, my promotions has to be the best, the fastest of all, my salary has to be the best, my LinkedIn profile has to be the best, my Facebook portfolio has to be the best, and people must be liking my post. I should be having a lot of influence, so-called influencers, right? These are all like taking care of my car without feeding the actual driver inside the car. And guess what? Driver will not survive for long. Is this helpful? Okay. So that's the cognition or the cognitive clarity. But then once we have the clarity, you talked about the objective, right? So, objective. Can somebody please read this purport by Srila Prabhupada? Just pick up a mic somewhere in the back. I have not heard anybody from the back speaking anything.
Objective. Now, what is your essential characteristic? You are a living entity and you have to understand your essential characteristic. That characteristic is your dharma or religion, not the Christian religion, the Hindu religion, this religion, that religion. Your eternal, essential characteristic, that is your religion. Srila Prabhupada.
Thank you. So there's a story. Who does not like a story? Well, humans are naturally inclined to love stories, right? Okay. So, once upon a time, there was a small mouse. And the mouse was afraid of cat. So the mouse went to a saint and said, Prabhuji, I need your help. Please help me getting free of the fear of this cat. So what did Prabhuji did? He threw some water or whatever magical thing that was, and then, okay, you become a cat. And then come next day, what happens? The mouse comes or the cat comes and says, I'm scared of dogs. Help me there. So then the saint says, all right, I'll make you a dog. He turned him into a dog next day. And then next day again, who was scaring the dog? Fox, a wolf, whatever, right? And they say, Prabhuji, Guruji, that dog is, or that fox is scaring me. I need to be more powerful than a dog. Then he said, okay, go become a fox. And the next day, he comes again. I'm afraid of this tiger. So then the guru says, okay, you become a tiger. And then next day he comes and tiger. What he says? I'm going to kill you. And then the superior person, or you can call it the law of nature, or the karma, or the guru, or the material energy, or in this case is the Prabhuji there, Prabhuji, saintly person, right? He's saying, okay, you don't deserve to be here. You go back and become a mouse. Our material life, there are so many incidents that at least I can personally relate to these things, where I'm trying to find material problem to a material solution to a material problem, sorry. There is a material problem in my life and I'm trying to find a material solution to that. And for that matter, there are so many things around us, like think of the traffic in the Bay Area. Back in the days, there was old Highway 101, and there was no 280 and 680, right? And then they constructed more freeways. And then the more freeways came with the idea that it will free up some congestion on the road. But then guess what happens? There is more traffic because there are more cars because of the freeways. And the congestion, the traffic jams are always there. How about the plastics? Can anyone relate to it or not? Right? How about the antibiotics? Trying to find a material solution to a material problem is lead us into more and more complex situations. Just like that mouse was trying to find solution to its material problems. Yes or no? Yes, please. Yes, go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you for the lecture. I just had a brief follow-up question to Prabhuji's question that you answered a little earlier about the metaphor you gave, kind of using a driver in a car to represent the soul and then the vehicle to represent the body. So at the very end, you said that if the driver is not appeased, the driver is not going to stay forever. And so you must, always keep the driver happy. So from a similar sense and alluding back to the metaphor, I guess my question was, how do you appease the soul or feed the soul is it through chanting the Maha Mantra, through doing service? And if you could elaborate on that point further, that would be great. Thank you.
Precisely 37 minutes. Is that okay? Answer will be there in 37 minutes. Can you wait?
Yeah.
Thank you. It's a wonderful question. Yes. Any other question or comments?
That's it.
Okay. So, what's your name? What's your name, yeah?
My name is Neil, but I go by Nandasuno.
Yeah. Nice to meet you. Yeah, thank you for the question. So, back to my chain of thoughts. I left at the freeway? No. Antibiotics? No. Okay. So, yeah. Every entity, living entity, or living or dead actually, everything in the world has its natural tendency. And what brings most satisfaction or the ultimate happiness that we are all seeking is to stay in that natural setting of the tuning of a frequency or the natural tendency. So what is the natural tendency of sugar? To be sweet. Natural tendency of a salt is to be salty. Natural tendency of chili is to be hot and pungent. Right? The natural tendency of all living entities in one word. Can somebody answer this quiz? Mike.
Is to serve the Lord.
3 words. One word only.
Bhakti.
Okay. Bhakti. Prabhu, please.
I was thinking Sat, Chid, Anand.
3 words. Only one word. Love. Love. Does love depend upon your possessions? How rich or poor we are? No, it's always there. I have a 3-year-old boy and he does not have any material possession other than just a few dozens of cars. Still he loves his mom and dad and Ramanand Sakha Prabhu because he might give you a mic one day to play with it. He was asking him for a mic. So he just wants to play and he's having a natural tendency to love everybody, right? Similarly, animals don't have any possessions, but still they have the tendency to love. Love is everywhere. Love is inherent. An innate or inherent tendency of human beings or every living entity is to love. In one word. And all the Bhakti and Sachidanand, they all culminate into love, which is properly directed in the right direction. That is love. So our dharma, as Srila Prabhupada is explaining here, or the true or essential characteristic, that dharma is not a religion like Hinduism or Christianity or Sikhism, Buddhism, Muslim, or whatever those kind of religions. Our eternal essential characteristic is our religion. And what is that topmost religion or topmost occupation? Save pumsam paro dharmu yatho bhaktir adhokshaji ahatukiya pratihata yayatma suprasidati. Yayatma suprasidati. So before 37 minutes, I'm coming to your answer. How to feed that soul? Atma becomes happy. Yayatma suprasidati. How does Atma becomes happy? Through Krishna Bhakti. But we'll wait for the details. So now we understand that the supreme occupation or the supreme dharma is the divine love, for whom adhokshaj, ahatuki apratihata, which is without any material purpose and without any interruptions, continuous, incessant love, the divine flow of bhakti in our heart. So we covered 2 out of 4. We talked about the clarity and we talked about the objective. So how is our software programming architecture running, Arunji? Good? Thank you. Okay. Then the next part is eagerness. So now if somebody from this side of the room can take up the mic and read it, please. Or in the back, which has been a silent pavilion so far. Anamay, yes.
Eagerness. Endeavor executed with intelligence in Krishna consciousness is called utsaha, or enthusiasm. The devotees find the correct means by which everything can be utilized in the service of the Lord. Nirbandha Krishna sambandhe yuktam vairagyam uchyate. The execution of devotional service is not a matter of idle meditation, but practical action in the foreground of spiritual life. Srila Prabhupada, Nectar of Instruction.
Thank you, Prabhu. Today's a story again. So this actually I'm taking from Srila Prabhupada's one of the books he has written, or his articles. So there was a class going on Krishna Katha, Bhagavad Katha was going on. And there was a thief sitting in the class. Heard the story? Okay. Is anybody who's a thief sitting in the class here? Okay, so there is a warning. Okay. Well, yeah, biggest thief, right? So there was a thief sitting in the Krishna Katha class, and the speaker was talking about how beautiful Krishna is. Krishna wears a lot of jewelries, beautiful ornaments, right? And gold and diamonds and so many things. And that too he wears when he's a small boy of 5, 6, 7 years old, and he goes to the forest with his cows. Thousands of cows, right? And imagine just a few bunch of kids, all of them like 5, 7, 8, 10 years old boys, and going And one of them having a lot of jewelry and ornaments. And who is listening this story? A thief in the Krishna class. Now he gets into the imagination. Wow, that could be a good candidate for me. I can go and plunder and rob this small kid of all the jewelries. And I'll take away all his ornaments. And overnight, I'll become a millionaire. But the speaker was speaking the Krishna story, the Krishna conscious Bhagavad Katha. But the thief had his intention set on the jewelry. So story progressed, Krishna Katha moved on, and then the thief's mind got fixed upon a different process. Earlier it was robbing and plundering the boy or snatching from him the jewelry. Now he's thinking, maybe not, I should just go and flatter him. Try to please this boy and say, hey, you're such a nice boy. Mama saying, if somebody gives you a candy, don't talk to them. At least my mom talked to me. And like, somebody gives you a candy or some fun stuff, don't entertain those people because they could be somebody, bad people. So that thing, like, oh, I could give this guy, this small boy, some flattering words, pleasing, and then try to, talk him out, and then gradually take his jewelry back from him and say, yeah, it's mine now. And then in his imaginations, he kept on moving forward and say, well, then in that case, what this boy will say to me? He's a small 5-6 years old boy. What will he say? Oh, no, don't take my ornaments, don't take my jewelry, because my mother Yasoda, she will get angry, don't take my jewelry. So all of these movie imaginations are running in his imaginations, in his mind, while he is hearing Krishna Katha. And then that's how this thief eventually got purified. Even though his original intentions were not to do Krishna or do Krishna Bhakti or love Krishna, but he eventually fell in love with Krishna because of his eagerness. Now, eagerness here has been used or has been depicted in a way which is not congenial, which is not a true bhakti. But eagerness to at least come to this temple, even it is for food or just to make some 5 friends on a weekend, or just clap and dance in a festival. Even if we come with that eagerness, even if we go to association of devotees, even with just eagerness of your story of Bhaktisiddhanta, right? Not going today, but some of you might be aware of that. There's the thief in his disciples. He used to put the bags in a lot of different devotees' tents, right? So thieves have always been there, and they will be there. But Krishna association, the association with Krishna's stories, his kirtan, the devotees will ultimately purify us. All we need to bring is just the eagerness. And another example is of the cowherd girls, who actually were lusty in the beginning, but their lust got transformed into pure love for Krishna eventually, because they were just thinking of Krishna all the time. Krishna's wife in Dwarka, remember? Anybody? First wife? Rukmini. So they had a long dating period, right? They met for like 3 months and they hung out together for dinner and decided, let's get married. Is that how it unfolded? How was it done? Mic, please. Rukmini had seen Krishna's profile online somewhere, and she was following him for a long time.
Yeah, Rukmini.
Yeah, first let's do.
Rukmini
Yeah.
Devi never met Krishna.
Never met Krishna in the back.
She heard the stories from Narada.
So heard the stories, she never met him. So
she
that's
fell
the
in
third
love the
example,
way
the
that
story of a thief. Thank you both of you. So story of a thief who had the wrong intentions, the cowherd girls with lusty intentions, and somebody who truly loves Krishna. Only by associating and hearing Krishna Katha, only by listening to his stories from different people, one gets purified. And that's where the role of eagerness comes into picture. Utsaha nishchaya dhairya tatat karma pravartana sanga tyaga satovrate shadbir bhaktir. So now the 6 favorable activities starts with utsaha, means endeavor, which Prabhupada is explaining here. We are not the people who are sitting idle in a room, we are just meditating in the blank or darkness or in a candle. If you look at the last line, it's practical action in the foreground of spiritual life. It's not a matter of idle meditation. We are practical people. We do certain things that get us close to Krishna. And that's about eagerness, or bring some enthusiasm or energy to do some bhakti, some love, some activities in Krishna consciousness. Everyone with me so far? Any reflections, thoughts, comments, questions at this point? If no, then we will go into the process. So we talked about the cognitive clarity, or understanding the layout or the concepts, what is the ultimate objective or the goal. We also talked about the eagerness that we need to bring, or the determination, right? For any software development or even basic household chores. Everything needs eagerness. And then the fourth element is process. How to actually perform it. So now the process of bhakti is very, very simple. We do not have to leave our house. We don't have to. Actually, interestingly, we are living in the middle of all the chaos in the tech industry, right? We have like 15 hours work every day, and the traffic, and the increasing rents. And after you pay like $5,000 apartment or house rent, and still you see people homeless living in front of your balcony. Right? And you call the city and they said, I cannot help you. Being homeless is not illegal. That's a true story happening with me, by the way. So there is so much of chaos and turbulence everywhere. And we don't need to escape from all of this. So bhakti is not escapism. We are not going out from the middle of our urban life. We are not going out in the middle of forest and going to Rancho Antonio or somewhere in the woods and doing bhakti. We are sitting, performing all of these activities in the middle of wherever we are. Because the process is very simple. Because simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. Bhakti process is extremely sophisticated. It appeals to everybody. Anybody can look up for the word sophistication, please, in online dictionary. And please use the mic. Yes.
Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication.
So sophistication, then, the meaning of sophistication, in plain simple words.
The quality of being sophisticated.
What is sophisticated?
Having, revealing, or proceeding from a great deal of worldly experience and knowledge of fashion and culture.
Beautiful. I did not understand it. So look at, this is called the material solution to a material question.
Oh wait, there's a
Perfect.
second definition.
Oh yes, please, yes.
Okay. Of a machine, system, or technique developed to a high degree of complexity.
See, there are people who have walked in on this earth, and they have left a legacy after they have left for thousands, hundreds of years. Why? Because these people actually were some, real people. If Leonardo da Vinci said this, he was a real gem, right? Because no dictionary right now I can find that can simplistically define the meaning of sophistication. Having everything. Good. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yes. So yes, simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. Try to keep things simple, easy, and we get the ultimate, the real the appeal or the ultimate expression, as you mentioned, right? Or Krishna consciousness, as you mentioned, right? So the process is very simple. Going back to your question, because since you asked the question, that's the process. The process is as simple as A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right? So process to go to Krishna is very simple as A, B, C, D, and E. A is for association. B is for books. C is for, D is for, and E is for engagement. So let's talk for a few minutes about how do we feed the soul through this process of A, B, C, D, and E. Association. So let's pick upon somebody new, Arunji. Is it okay? Again you? Oh, who do you want? So Arun went to a college. Which university did you go?
Mumbai University.
And you did your education in software, I guess,
Yeah,
computer science?
yeah.
Computer science.
Yeah.
So imagine a student in computer science, or he desires to study computer science, and he goes to a class of biomedical engineering. Or he goes to chemical engineering, or he goes to just a cafeteria, which I believe you used to go, right? Bunk the classes at the time. But I did too, I mean, we all did. So, but to become an electrical engineer or computer science engineer, right, we have to be in the association of like-minded seekers. We have to enroll in a program. We have to enroll in a class, a system, a structure, a program that teaches me that knowledge, that education. In the same way, association is required for Krishna consciousness or bhakti. If somebody wants to progress on the path of devotion, then one must associate in the company of those who are progressing. Any examples of somebody who came here through association and you think that your life completely changed after that? You're transformed through association? Yes, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you so much for the wonderful lecture. I have come in contact with Shraddha Mataji, who's just sitting in front of me, and
is your mic working? No. Okay.
It's working fine.
Okay.
So I met her here in the temple premises only, and then we started having the Bhakti Vriksha, and she was like, every week we are coming together, and she's been, saying so wonderful nectarian Krishna Katha, and I don't know whether it has transformed my life, but I've got to know a lot of things about Krishna, and it helps me understand him better. And I'm actually trying to, progress in the path of bhakti. Yeah. So thank you so much, Shraddha Mataji, who's my Siksha Guru as well.
Thank you, Shraddha Mataji. Srila Prabhupada used to give an example of iron and fire, and my spiritual master, ISKCON Prabhu, also gives the same example quite a lot. If you put a piece of iron or a rod of iron in the hot coal or some fire, just a matter of few hours, just see it's practically undistinguished, totally, completely absorbed in the fire. Just cannot distinguish between the iron and the fire. It all becomes red hot. That's the power of association. Or if you look at a diamond, right? A diamond or a gem reflects the color of the things which is kept next to it. We are a reflection of the 5 people we associate the most, as very commonly said. So if we associate with worldly people, well, if we have to, there is no option, right? We have to go to job and go to Target and Walmart and all the things. But we don't reveal our heart to our bosses, right? Come on. Like, who goes to Target or your company and say, I'm feeling so enlightened today. So we have to associate with people where we can actually confidentially reveal our heart and ask questions, reveal our expressions to them, and confidentially The principle is called Gohyam Akhyati Prachati, which means confidentially seeking their association, asking questions, and expressing ourselves. And that can happen only in the association of like-minded spiritual seekers. The next is B is for, and we have plenty of those in ISV here. Yeah, so books, we started with the discussion with the seminar that actually happened thousands of years ago. And how long was that seminar for? 1,000 years. And that seminar ended with some publications, some journals, right? Every seminar ends with some journal of some metaphysics or something, like quantum mechanics or whatever, right? So my dad was a nuclear physicist, and I used to have like all of these journals every day, every week, coming like in mail. He may or may not read them, but he would expect me to become a nuclear physicist. I could never become that. But anyway, so the fun part is that yes, I grew up with a lot of journals around me and hearing of all the symposiums, conferences, seminars all over the world. So when a seminar happens, you get all the journals and publications. So the biggest publication that we have today is called Srimad Bhagavat Puran, which is situated right behind us at an angle of 30 degrees from this direction. Look back in the topmost shelf. Okay, that one. If you do not have it, please take it. If you have it, then please read it. And if you read it, then please apply it in your life. And if you are applying it, then please distribute it to everybody else in the world. But please stay in touch with Prabhupada's books, because this is something which is not coming from a mundane material publication. This Srimad Bhagavat Puran is coming from a totally different realm, which is a spiritual realm. And if we want to become spiritual seekers, if we are the serious seekers, then knowledge like Bhagavat Puran and Bhagavad Gita, we must associate with these books and read them regularly. Then C is for chanting. Now chanting can be done in two ways. One can be done loudly, is a form of kirtan, where we get together in a group, which we'll be doing in around 30 minutes from now. And then the second kind of chanting is in my own personal space. I can sit silently. I can just count either on my fingers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, or I can have a beads. A beads basically the set of some wooden beads on a kind of, in Christianity they have rosary beads. We have tulsi beads in our system, or neem beads, any wooden beads, or plastic beads, doesn't matter. We have to count certain number of times, and it has to be consistent every day. Doesn't matter how many number of times we count. It has to be at least one. But make it consistent. Start with one time, make it 10 times every day, make it 20 times every day, make it 100 times every day. If you are comfortable doing 100 rounds of not rounds of mala, 100 chants of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Please repeat, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is just one, very simple, right? Now, if we chant this 10 times, it's easy or not? Chant 50 times, little more difficult. But if you practice, might feel that even 100 is not difficult. So when you are chanting 100 times every day, let's pick up a counter. And that makes it easier to chant 108 times, approximately 100, right? And we start with the beads of 108 units in that. That's where we count. And then we can increase gradually as our taste for chanting develops. We can increase it gradually. But that will happen when we are associating with the like-minded people and reading the books. Because C comes after A, B, and A and B, right? And the diet. Now, D is for diet. As my Guru Maharaj says, all you need is one plate of khichdi, one papad, and one piece of lemon pickle. But rest assured, we will feed you more here. ISKCON or Silicon Valley, or is any ISKCON temple in the world for that matter, is known as kitchen religion, because we eat a lot and we serve everybody a lot of food, right? So, diet has to be a spiritual diet. We are not forcing anyone to become vegetarians, right? Being a vegetarian is your choice. You want to eat anything else in the world is your choice. Just like, I'll get there. A diet of a boxer is not the same as a diet of a gymnast. Even though from outside both look like sports personalities, but a boxer's diet is a different kind of a protein and different nutrients versus a diet of a gymnast, who has to stay lean and more athletic. In the same way, if somebody has to develop a certain nature, they can go for other kind of food. But if one has to develop a spiritual tendency, or one has to become a spiritual seeker, then the diet must be also spiritual. So we're not talking about vegetarianism here. We're talking about spiritual diet, which by default happens to be vegetarian. And the diet has to be purified. We call it Krishna Prasadam. When we offer with love and devotion, very simple food, doesn't have to be very complex, 100 items every day. Very simple, 1 or 2 items, even as simple as a fruit every morning. If I get up in the morning and say, I have nothing, maybe I am forced by my situations, I have to eat outside in the cafeteria in my company, I have a meeting in the office, or I don't get the full prasadam diet every day, it's all fine. Start very simple. Everybody can get an apple or banana or not. Pick up an apple or a banana, take some water, offer to Krishna in the morning, and say, Krishna, it's for you. Will you please have it? And you start with a small offering of a fruit every morning. If you don't have anything else, just a cup of milk or some nuts. Unless you're allergic to it, right? That's a different thing. But basic things, fruits, nuts, basic things can be offered to Krishna if you do not know how to cook. But then over time, you'll realize that this default diet is purifying is so much, is so soothing to our soul, so nourishing to our soul, to myself, my real identity, that I will feel inclination to reject all the other kind of foods in the world. And naturally, because I am already doing A, B, C, and now I'm doing D, I am getting a more higher and higher taste for eating Krishna's prasadam. So I don't have to force myself into vegetarianism. But if I stick to Krishna prasadam, I get all the benefits of ahimsa and nature and sustainability and all the things that are associated with the concept of vegan vegetarianism these days. So those are like superficial things. But if I am feeding only my real soul, my real identity here, that's like serving the real purpose. And that's the D for diet. And finally, there is E. E for engagement. Stay engaged. Stay enthusiastic. Bring some energy. The eagerness part that we discussed today. Doesn't have to be so complex or so-called sophisticated in the language of the Google today. Keep it simple. Engagement can be very simple. Doesn't have to be so sophisticated that goes into that oh yeah, I have to do 20 hours every day and I have to record in my company that how much volunteer hours I'm putting somewhere. It's very simple. If you are putting your hours here, great. You can contact Shraddha Mataji. But then it's very simple. Just come here and then just pick up a broom, start cleaning. Or just go to kitchen. Somebody needs to clean pots. Or start serving prasadam outside. There are so many easy ways to do engagement here. Bring energy, bring enthusiasm. I'm sorry, I think I missed one hand right? Yours, yes, go ahead. I just recalled, yes, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, first of all, I apologize if I make any mistake making question.
No.
I know that I'm not qualified, but a few weeks, thoughts came in my head, so I just wanted to get some thoughts from the scriptures mainly. Okay, so the question is, because this is related to diet, is there any difference of a dead leaves and a dead fish?
Is there a difference?
Is there any difference?
Oh, dead leaves versus dead fish.
Yes, in terms of spiritual point of view, because we know that chemically they are different, but I just wanted to... Yes, please.
Chapter 17, Bhagavad Gita. We can read it afterwards if you like. But it clearly defines that there are different modes of nature. There is mode of goodness, there is mode of passion, there is mode of ignorance. And they are like three colors of the three primary colors. But the mixing of these three primary colors results into a wide spectrum of infinite number of colors, right? And similarly, we see infinite number of personalities who are influenced by the combination of, or different combinations, permutations of these different modes of goodness, passion, ignorance. So in the Gita, actually, it's defined that food who are dear to those in the mode of ignorance are unpalatable and they are bad and those things. So versus you take the fresh leaves, and vegetarian food is also defined there. So we can discuss that more afterward, but it's actually clearly defined there.
And one last, please.
Yes.
Okay, so this is my thoughts that, is it body guides soul or spirit soul guides body? If I have a question like that, I repeat, this is a very important question for me, that is body guiding soul or soul guiding body? Now, if I look at the diet point of view, because what kind of diet body having, that's depending on that, body actually guide soul or like consciousness in terms of, is something like that, like understanding
good
in
point,
terms
yeah.
of spiritual point of view.
Yes.
I don't know that, so.
Yes. So yes, the diet feeds the body. Spiritual diet feeds spirit. It's as simple as that. If we eat just the food, don't eat the food. Think like eating vitamin capsules. Will it feed your body? Yes, it does. Does it nourish your sense of enjoyment? Maybe not. For enjoying certain food, we need to have a certain mixture, a combination of spices and herbs and certain food and butter and milk and everything, right? Even though the same nutrition can be provided by, we just take 5 multivitamin capsules every day. Maybe, I don't know, I'm not recommending that, but if you take, right, mathematically, it's possibly equal, right? I'm not a scientist, but I'm guessing that certain number of capsules, multivitamin, get from Costco, right? And they may be equal to a certain plate of food. Mathematically, that's equal. And you can also drink the protein shake every day to get the proteins. And then what else do we get? Carbs. So for carbs, what kind of capsule? I don't know if anybody is selling carbs in the market. That would be the first company to go bankrupt tomorrow, right? I'm selling carbs. A sugar, drink Open Happiness, drink Coca-Cola, right? You get a lot of sugar in that. So mathematically, you can get all the nutrients. But is it as relishing as the plate of food with dal, sabji, chapati, chutney, raita, khichdi, and pickle, and papad? As simple as that. So now when we are comparing, the mathematically we are comparing, we see that is equal. But it's not relishing to the body itself, right? My tongue, my heart will not feel relished, satisfied. In the same way, if we just eat the material food, it's mathematically, yes, it's the same food. But spiritually, it will not relish, it will not satisfy, I will not enjoy, it will not nurture my soul, my real identity. So the food has to be spiritual in nature. Was it helpful? Not satisfied yet. Right? Yes, so we're on the engagement part, yes. So E for engagement. Oh, yes, please use the mic. Mic, please. Can you please use the mic? Because there are audience online who cannot hear if we are not using the mic here.
I think it is not the soul that gets modified. It is the mind that gets modified with the food that we eat. Soul is untouchable.
So there is a contamination, and it all works as the interaction between the senses, the mind, intelligence. All of these work together, right? Intelligence gives a direction, what to do, what not to do. Mind is the reservoir of all the ideas. All the ideas are in our mind. And senses say, "Oh, go to that pizza shop," and intelligence say, "No, wait, that's not healthy." Right? So it's always an interaction of things around us. And the soul, the purity of the soul depends on how much spiritual food we are feeding to the soul. So prasadam or Krishna's blessing, literally prasadam means Krishna's blessing or Krishna's mercy, is the proper food for the soul.
When you say soul, is it consciousness you are talking?
Yes, that's the consciousness. Perfect. Yeah, so we were on the E4 engagement part. So what are the other ways we can, we talked about doing some volunteer work here. What are different ways that we can do the engagement or bring the enthusiasm here? Yes. By the way, was it answering your question so far? Good? Perfect.
Harinam or book distribution?
Yes, book distribution. Somebody brought me here, so I must go and help somebody else.
Yeah.
Because I feel thankful for those who have helped me.
Like paying it forward, because engagement goes both ways, like bringing other devotees by distributing books or Harinam, because you never know who you could meet while you're doing Harinam.
Yes, yes. A few months back, we met, you recall? Tim Cook. We did actually. And I also met a couple of times with the CEOs of companies. So you don't know who you meet. And people follow what the leaders are doing. And because Steve Jobs used to walk to get Hare Krishna food, I don't know, 40 years back? How many years back, right? I have actually met one person here who comes here and says, I'm studying in Stanford, and I heard that document, that recording on YouTube where Steve Jobs used to go to Hare Krishna food, and I'm seeking that Hare Krishna food. Is that the same Hare Krishna place? I want to eat that food, right? And she is not here today, but there is a real person. So I'm not making it up here. I have met the real person here. She's a student in Stanford. Because people have followed the path of somebody who is more experienced, who is more intellectual, and who has set an example for others. So they are feeling inspired. And that's how you valid point that, somebody helped me in the past, so why not I go and help others? Thank you. What are the other ways to stay engaged? Mike, please.
I was saying preach or Krishna Katha that you...
Preach or Krishna Katha. Or when somebody is preaching, unless he or she is preaching to four walls, there are people in between. So it is said here, when somebody is preaching or speaking, there are three kinds of people who are benefited. One, the speaker. Second is who is listening or who is asking the question. And third is everybody in between. So basically it's you, me, and everybody on Zoom. And who will be watching on YouTube afterwards. Yes, so good point. Thank you. Engagement. Now, interesting point. So now going to the class, somebody says, okay, there is a class on Bhagavad Gita happening, or there is a Srimad Bhagavad Puran, Krishna Katha happening. No, there is an IPL match happening today. I'm not going to go there. Or there is an NFL playoff or whatever is happening, right? There's a Warriors game, whatever. And maybe Krishna Katha will keep on happening always. But this game might not come again. That's where we have to make a priority. The decisiveness or the judgmental ability of the intellect comes into picture, right? Since you asked for this, that where is the soul? I think you asked it, right? The soul's role here. So let's say soul is pure consciousness, but then there is a role to play with the senses, mind, intelligence, all of them working together. And the senses are hearing like, oh, there is a game of Warriors or somebody game tonight. And my friends are calling for a party. And then my mind says, oh, what a wonderful idea. And I will go and watch the game and enjoy for 2 hours, be just to drink and happy and come back in the morning at 4 a.m. and just lay down on the bed for like next 8 hours, right? And get up with a hangover. And those things may happen. And intelligence says, wait, no, I have been doing this forever. I did it for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. I did it already. It's the time for me to go and do something different. And that goes into our realm of cognitive clarity that we discussed in the beginning. Where I'm going, what I'm going to do there, why I'm doing this. So engagement is very closely tied to my decision making, my judgment ability. Where I'm telling myself, my soul, that my intelligence is telling, this is something good I should be doing. Anybody who has experience of hosting programs in their home, like Krishna Katha or some Kirtan programs? In the back? Prabhu, yes. Can you get a mic? I have a question for you. So you host Krishna Katha in your homes? Once? You did already. Yes, let's get the mic, please, for him. So if I may ask, you invited how many people?
So we have a small home, so just only 15 people.
15?
Yeah.
Okay. And how many turned up?
They all come.
They all?
Yeah.
Then I have to talk to you separately. To get the formula and the invite format, what you used. Because when I have programs at my home, I invite like 50 people, 20 to the RSVP, and only 10 come up here.
They were all our neighbors, so they all came. They have to,
Interesting. So you know them.
they have to face me every day.
That's the secret, right? That's the secret. So have more of your neighbors.
Yep.
Good. Yeah. Wonderful. Thank you. What's your name, Prabhu?
Manish Mishra.
Manish Mishra. Thank you so much. Yes. So engage with your neighbors. Actually, whatever big or small house do you have, start like Mr. Manish, right? Just engage your neighbors. It's the easiest way. Or vice versa. If there is a Krishna Katha or Kirtan happening in your neighborhood, always go there. So that your RSVP is counted and you are just turning up your face like, yes, I am here. Make sense? That's our engagement part. That whenever there is a choice we have to make, let's make an intellectual or intelligent decision. If not 100 out of 100 times, at least just do like 5 out of 10 times or 4 out of 10 times, at least 1 out of 10 times say, yes, I must go there and listen to what's happening. Listen to that kirtan, enjoy the Krishna Katha and take the prasadam. If nothing for that, just come and associate with us. Right? So formula is A, B, C, D and E. A is for, B is for, C is for, D is for, and E is for. Does it answer Neil's question? Say Hari Bol. Thank you. All right, so we got 5 minutes here in the class, and then we can open the platform for discussion and questions, comments, reflections, anything and everything that comes to your mind that you think others might benefit from. It doesn't have to be a question always. You can always share reflection. Reflection means something that you have felt as a part of your, coming from your heart. Yes, Mantaj.
Prabhuji, thank you very much. Wonderful topic. So the take-home message today, if I try to understand take-home message, easy to remember, ABCDE, A, association with the devotee, books, reading Prabhupada's books, C, chanting, that's we know, and diet, of course, recommended vegetarian food, Krishna Prasadam, and engagement means whatever we learn, whatever we do in this platform, we should also try to transfer that to other people who don't know that. Is it like take-home message, something like this? Is it?
Engage myself first, right? Charity begins at home. So why not engage myself? Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Mataji, yes, go ahead. You had the next hands up.
Yeah, I would just think thank you so much first for the wonderful class. And I didn't know you were teaching, and I don't know why I just stumbled into the class today.
So if you knew, otherwise you will not be here, right?
No. I'm just thanking my stars. Normally I try to take a day off and Maharaj is traveling and catch up with things. I'm so happy for that. No, I was just thinking that the analogy that you drew with the project management and what we do when we have to execute a project. I was also thinking about that one of the things that we keep in mind are the risks that are there to the project. And along the same lines, I was thinking that when you're doing devotional service also, there are so many risks that we should be cognizant of, that they can come along our way there.
Yeah.
Would you like to enlighten the crowd here?
Cognizant of
the
risks. Yes. So we are living in a material realm here, and material realm in Sanskrit it is called Maya. Everyone please repeat, Maya. Maya means that which is not. It does not exist. And it's very strong. You know why Maya is very strong? Because it's Krishna's energy. Is Krishna weak? Is Krishna strong? So his energy can be weak. His energy has to be strong. So it means Maya is very strong. So if we have to, actually Srila Prabhupada founder Acharya, he used to warn all disciples a lot against falling in the pitfalls of Maya outside. There is risk everywhere. There is so much of confusion, perplexity in life, so many complexities happening here and there. It could be as easy as falling down with somebody's, going for a late night out and just spending my entire night wasting on watching movies and Netflix or something. It could be as easy as just sitting, watching a game, or just doing nothing, gossiping, or scrolling your phone, doing Facebook, Instagram, peeping into everybody's life, what they are doing. All of this is, how's going to help me? Nothing at all, right? that which is not. But what is attractive about Maya is it's just so enchanting that, yeah, takes me, I should go there, I should go there, I should go there. And that's a risk that you are asking, right? So if Krishna is strong and his energy is strong and Maya is strong, then who do we have to take shelter of to get rid of this risk? Krishna himself. If somebody is in a jail and I want to get rid of this prison house, this jail house, then somebody who is already in the prison with me, my inmate, my co-prisoners, they won't be able to help me out there. So mundane association, materialistic people, professional people, associations, social circles, clubs, all of those things we go, they are good for developing friendship and work and all, but for spirituality, they may not be able to help me. Because we are all working in the same realm of material prison. Somebody who is out of that prison house only can take me out of that prison house. And that is Krishna or somebody who is Krishna's bona fide representative. And that is why there are three things which we always must take shelter of, or I would say, you know how the cell phone signals work? It's a good analogy actually. How many towers they use all the time? Any guess, Prabhu? How many? 3. Cell phone signal always works in, at least what we studied, right, back in those days. Things might have changed these days, like tower every rooftop these days. Triangulation method. They triangulate the location. Triangulation of something called Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. So Guru means our spiritual master, our Guru, our mentor, who is giving us the instructions based on the message from Srila Prabhupada's books. Guru is a spiritual master. Second, that pivot point or that corner of the triangle is the edge of triangle is the sadhu. Sadhu means saintly people. Sadhu doesn't mean somebody who is having a big beard or wearing any fancy kind of uniform and sitting in the streets or living in the mountains. Sadhu can be anybody who is behaving what they are preaching. Sadhu can be somebody who is taking the instructions from the books of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavad Puran, and they are trying to apply in their lives. As simple as that. Because the topic for today is Bhakti Simplified, right? And then Shastra means scriptures. We talked about before books. So if we stay in the constant triangulation of these Guru, Sadhu and Shastra, the risks can be averted. Is it helpful? Yes, Prabhu. Use the mic.
So you talk about association, you talk about sadhu.
Please, mic.
So we have 2 sadhus come here today. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you for a lovely lecture, Prabhu. So you talked about association, ABCDE, and you also talking about sadhu. Just want to introduce 2 sadhus who have actually coincidentally come here, even though a lot of our local sadhus have gone to Sadhu Sangha. His Grace Radha Sakadas, he's a director in ISKCON Vrindavan, and his lovely wife, Lakshmi Priya Devi Dasi. She is also from ISKCON Vrindavan. They're residents there in Braj. So they are Brajbasis and they're visiting here. Please interact with them. So I just wanted to say.
Thank you for introducing Prabhu, and let's give them a big round of applause.
So Prabhu, he is in charge of the welcome center there.
Yes.
And Mataji also has some service. She's also head of department there. They're both directors in ISKCON Vrindavan.
Well, you are the head of our welcome center here. Right? All right. So thank you everyone for joining today's Sunday afternoon session. I hope you are liking the discussion today and you will continue to make your wonderful presence in the future every Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, because we are open 7 days a week. Okay. Any questions, comments, or reflections? If you want to discuss, let's take it outside after the Aarti, because we are getting ready for the next ceremony for today, which is the Aarti. And Aarti means we are going to greet the deities for the evening Kirtan. So let's take a quick minute to wrap up the temple hall with all these seats going back in those stands, the carpet getting rolled up, and then we will all get ready for the dance party. Sounds like a good plan. Say Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
So give a big round of applause to His Grace Yasoda Prabhu, please. The mats go in that corner.
Hare Krishna. Namo Yang Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namo Yang Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesa Sunnavade Paschata Deshatarine Namaste Saraswate Deve Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Chita. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Nitai. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. জয় বিষ্ণুপাদ পরমাংশ পরিবাচক আচার্য অষ্টতর শত কৃষ্ণ কৃপা শ্রীমতী ছিল অভয় চরণারবিন্দ ভক্তি বেদান্ত স্বামী মহারাজ শিল প্রভুপাদ কি ইসকন বিবিটি সংস্থাপক আচার্য শিল প্রভুপাদ কি জয় বিষ্ণুপাদ পরমাংশ পরিবাচক আচার্য অষ্টতর শত কৃষ্ণ কৃপা শ্রীমূর্তি ছিল ভক্তি সিদ্ধান্ত সরস্বতী ঠাকুর মহারাজ শিল প্রভুপাদ কি জয় বিষ্ণুপাদ পরমাংশ সাক্ষাৎ বৈরাগ্য মূর্তি ছিল গৌরকিশোর দাস বাবাজি মহারাজ কি জয় বিষ্ণুপাদ পরমাংশ সচ্চিদানন্দ ছিল ভক্তি বিনোদ ঠাকুর কি জয় বিষ্ণুপাদ পরমাংশ বৈষ্ণব সার্বভৌম ছিল জগন্নাথ দাস বাবাজি মহারাজ কি ব্রহ্মমধ্য গৌরীয় সম্প্রদায় আচার্য পরম্পরা কি আনন্দগণী বৈষ্ণব বৃন্দ কি রামাচার্য ছিল হরিদাস ঠাকুর কি শ্রীরূপ শ্রী সনাতন শ্রী জীব শ্রী গোপাল ভট্ট শ্রী রঘুনাথ দাস শ্রী রঘুনাথ ভট্ট সর গোস্বামী প্রভু কি প্রেম সে কহ শ্রীকৃষ্ণ চৈতন্য প্রভু নিত্যানন্দ শ্রী অদ্বৈত গদাধর শিবাসাদি গৌর ভক্তবৃন্দ কে শ্রী শ্রী রাধা কৃষ্ণ গোপ গোপীনাথ শ্যামকুণ্ড রাধা কুণ্ড গিরিরাজ গোবর্ধন কে শ্রী বৃন্দাবন মথুরা ধাম কে শ্রী মায়াপুর নবদ্বীপ ধাম কে শ্রী পুরুষোত্তম ক্ষেত্র জগন্নাথপুরী ধাম কে শ্রী গঙ্গামাই যমুনা মাই কি শ্রী ভক্তি দেবী তুলসী দেবী বৃন্দা দেবী কি গ্রন্থরাজ শ্রীমদ্ ভাগবতম কি ট্রান্সেंडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की हरिनाम संकीर्तन महायज्ञ की श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन सिमन महाप्रभु श्री लक्ष्मी नरसिंह आचार्य वृंद संध्याकालीन आरती के आरतीते अंशग्रहण करे सकल गौर भक्तवृंद के निताय गौर सीतानाथ प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल all glories to the assembled devotees all glories to the assembled devotees all glories to the assembled devotees all glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. Today's Narsimha prayers can be offered to pray for Brijlal Damji Duthaiya. He is the father of Deepika Mataji. She is requesting prayers for him because he is critically ill in the hospital. So kindly request Lord Narasimhadev to give him protection and shelter. Hare Krishna.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. ki. God Premanande.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. We would like to welcome each one of you here who are personally present and everybody online who joined us for Sunday Feast program. So today's Sunday Feast lecture was brought to us by His Grace Yasoda Kripa Prabhu. Prabhu presented on simplified bhakti process starting from clarity, objective, eagerness, and then the ABCDE. So thank you, Prabhu. Next, Gaur Aarti and the Kirtan was brought to us by His Grace Kuladvi Prana Prabhu. Thank you. Narsima prayers by Anamay. Thank you. Is there any first time visitors here? Anybody visiting here for the first time? Hare Krishna, welcome.
What is your name? What is your name?
Avyakta is visiting us with her family for the first time. Okay, thank you. Anybody else? Okay, thank you. Thank you for visiting us. And of course, we have Radha Sakha Prabhu and Lakshmi Priya Mataji visiting us from ISKCON Vrindavan. Thank you. We would also like to thank His Grace Ramananda Sakha Prabhu for bringing us the broadcast, and that is being broadcast all over the world so that everybody anywhere in the world can take part in this Sunday Feast program. Now coming to sponsors for today, we have one sponsorship coming from Vijay Acharya Prabhu. He is sponsoring in memory of his wife, Ila Acharya. So Prabhu, are you here? Hare Krishna. You are Anish? Yes. So, Vijay Prabhu? Please come. So we have Vijay Acharya Prabhu, his son Anish, his wife, daughter-in-law, I mean. Oh, okay. Minati and granddaughter, Amani. So Prabhu would like to say something.
Hare Krishna to everyone. We are praying for my mother who passed away last month. We would like all devotees here to please pray for the peace of her soul. Hare Krishna to everyone.
Thank you, Prabhu, for sponsoring the feast, and in prayer for your mother, let us all chant together Hare Krishna Mahamantra once. Everybody together. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Now prasadam is being served outside, and after prasadam prayers are done, it will be served there. For today's cooks, we have Krishangi Mataji, then Akshay Prabhu, Deba Prasanna Prabhu, Indushekar Prabhu, Tarini Mataji, and Bharti Mataji. So a big round of applause for all the cooks. We can go into the prasadam prayers. Kuladvi Prabhu would like to lead.
Hare Krishna. So prasadam prayer is a reminder of what are the mercies we are getting when honoring prasadam. This is not some like ordinary food or hotel food. It's something which is spiritualized by the blessings of the Supreme Lord. So this is an appreciation for what we are actually getting from the Lord in form of prasadam for our subsistence. And today's class also Prabhu mentioned, right, the diet. So this is the appreciation. So let's sing together. Shorera vidya jal jadendriya hai kal jive fele visha জয় সাগরে তার মধ্যে জীবায়তি লোভময় সুদূরমতি তাকে যেতা কঠিন সংসারে কৃষ্ণ বর দয়াময় করিবারে জীব জয় সপ্রসাদন দিল ভাই সেই অনামৃত পাও শ্রী শ্রী রাধা কৃষ্ণ গুণ গাও প্রেমে রাখো শ্রী চৈতন্য নিতাই প্রেমে রাখো শ্রী চৈতন্য নিতাই মহাপ্রসাদে গোবিন্দ নাম ব্রহ্মণি বৈষ্ণবে सर्वपुण्यवतां राजन् विश्वासेनैव जायते प्रसादे सर्व दुःखानां अनिरस्य उपजायते प्रसन्नचेता सियासु बुद्धिपर्यावतिष्ठते तायोपभुक्त सद्गन्धा दश अलङ्कार चर्चिता शिष्टभोजिनो दासस्तवमयं जयेमहि भगवत से महाप्रसाद की जय. Please go to the picnic area and honor Mahaprasada. Hare Krishna.